Hey guys, and welcome to my channel and to this video. Today we will be painting a seascape, a simple wave, and for this painting I am using a Clairefontaine Fontaine watercolor paper. It is 300 GSM or 140 pounds. Also, it is 100% cotton watercolor paper. Size is 18 by 24 centimeters, or something like 7 by 9.5 inches. First, I did draw my sketch, just a horizon line and a wave, and it's quite simple. As you can see, I will put the link down in the description box, so the sketch will be available for download from my website, so you can go ahead and download it for yourself, trace it, and join in. After finishing my sketch, I'm using this kneaded eraser just to erase the excess graphite from my paper, and then I'm prevetting the entire paper, and I'm not trying to skip any parts. I will prevett the entire paper. Afterwards, I've mixed a little bit of ultramarine and some dark brown to paint in the sky, and as you can see, I'm not really painting one equal wash, but I'm just adding here and there some of the paint to make it look as though there is some difference in the sky, some clouds, and I'm doing it in quite simple way, just using the tip of my brush. First I've added a lighter layer, then on top added a little bit darker layer using this little bit smaller brush. Again, even for the sea, I'm not painting this one one wash, but also adding lines here and there, mimicking some waves and some movement in the sea. By now I have used only mix of ultramarine and some dark brown, and also that is basically all the colors I will be using. Later on I will use a little bit of the white gouache, but for the colors I won't be using any other colors. So now moving on to my wave. First I'm just painting in the darkest part, the shadows just beneath the waves, again using the mixtures of those same colors, but this time a little bit darker, a little bit more saturated, less water and more paint in my brush. Now I'm just using this dry brushing technique, using a very little water, very little paint in my brush, and just trying to mimic the waves, and my strokes are going in the direction in which the wave is moving, the water is moving, so just have that in mind when you do this, to do those strokes in the direction where that wave is going, how it is moving. Now a little bit more of that darker paint here and there, and I'm just building layers. I'm not trying to paint everything in one layer, because here the point is to add some layers, a little bit lighter ones, then on top a little bit darker ones, and that is how you will actually achieve that play of the shadows and the highlights on our wave. A little bit more of the dry brushing technique, and again using a little bit less and then a little bit more of the paint. I'm just always minding the shape of the wave and the movement of the wave. A little bit more details to the water, and now that I'm adding a little bit darker paint here, that lighter paint and white does look like some foam and expresses nicely that movement of the sea. Again, a little bit of the darker paint just on top where that wave is going over, and just a little bit again of that paint here in the central part where those splatters are, where the paint will stay or the paper will stay mostly white. So now I'm adding just a little bit more of the darker paint. Now that you're painting one part, you can see that maybe you're missing a little bit more of the shadows in other parts. So that is what I'm doing. I'm just looking where I do need a little bit more of the shadow, where I do need a little bit of the lighter paint, and just going back and forth, adding some details here and there where I see it fit. Now I also wanted to add a little bit more of the paint paint in the upper part of the sky to make that cloud stand out a little bit more. And also I've added a very, very light wash to my sea. Again, not the entire sea, but here and there, just to go over those lines that I did for the movement of the sea. And I do believe at the end it does look quite nicer. A little bit more of the details with this detail brush. I do love this brush. I'm just always repeating myself. You probably already know that I do love script brushes and I do love doing details with those. So this one is wiggling really, really beautifully, and I do love to add some details with that. Also some details just on our wave, where the wave is breaking and where the foam is and splatters are. And I also wanted to pick up some paint here and there where I did painted those darkest parts. I thought it needed a little bit more of the definition, so I'm using this flat brush to pick up some paint here and there. And right now that white gouache I did mention earlier, just adding it where I see fit, where I do want to add some highlights, a little bit more of the highlights. With the stiff brush, I'm doing a couple of splatters on my wave just to mimic the splatters of the wave. And with the last couple of details, I'll be finishing off this painting and this video. Thank you guys a lot for watching, for all your support. I really, really do appreciate that a lot. And I hope you do like it. If you do like it, please hit the like button, share it, and comment. That will definitely help grow this channel and move this video to the wider audience. If you haven't still, please do subscribe to my channel. That would also mean a lot to me. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye!